Alright guys, it's Charlie Tango 1994 back with another YouTube video. Where it's been a couple of months now that I've been posting CB radio related videos on YouTube, and today I've had a bit of a reorganisation of all my equipment, and I thought it might be the time to show you around my little Radio Shack now. As I say, I've only been doing this for a couple of months really, and I'm quite surprised at how quickly I've accumulated quite so much kit. All of it courtesy of eBay, I have to say. And I'm starting to rack up, you know, not a serious amount to spend, but for me as a hobby, I've been putting some money into it, and you know, the net result of that really is that I've got a fair amount of equipment now. So just thought I'd give you a quick tour around kind of my reorganised shack, and show you what bits and pieces I've been buying over the last couple of months, now that everything's kind of set up and working well, to be honest. So at the bottom there is my second really sideband radio. Had it up and running now for about a week, and it's been really interesting. Bit sporadic, I have to say, the amount of CQ calls that I get, partially probably because of my location, certainly because of the amount of power that I'm running, and as you can probably see to the left, the rigs there, there's been some additional investment in terms of adding some coal to the fire, if you like. So yeah, there's the TriStar 77, as I say. Had a couple of good copies, spoken to a couple of people last weekend, and was having a good listen today, and quite a lot of activity today, obviously on the 555, and it took me a couple of days, to be honest, to work out where I've not really got a frequency counter, what the channel reference is in terms of what frequencies there are, and there'll be some stuff that I'm going to add to the setup in here in terms of basically a frequency chart, so I can double check when someone says QSY to a particular frequency. I can calculate what channel number that is. I suppose with practice I'll know that, but for now I'm going to print out a sheet and put it to one side. As well as that, I need to bone up on my Q codes. Do want to, just as a matter of etiquette, make sure that I'm not, you know, just using everyday language. So you need to kind of know what the Q codes are, as much to use as to understand what they are. So yeah, sideband is what it's all about for the time being anyway. Above that, I've kept one of the FM radios. This was the second or third, actually, third UK 40 rigs that I bought. It's turned out to be one of the better ones, to be honest. Good that it's got a signal strength indicator, and I find that the receive on this is better than the other two that I've been using, and certainly better than both this and the other sideband radio that I've got. I've run a comparison while there's been stuff going on of an evening, and you get a better receive out of that little box. So I've left it. I'm not going to run down to just a single set. I'll run two rigs at a time, predominantly the one at the top there, and on my next trip out I'm going to go up to my local Who again, probably next Sunday. I'm going to take the Colt there, rather than the Kerno, which I've had in the car for the last couple of weeks. In terms of additional investment as well, you can see that I've set up a little burner, a little amplifier, the RM Italy KL203P Again, there's other videos on YouTube if you do a search for that, but that's been a welcome addition. Not really used it in terms of the transmit, but as you can see now, I'm running the preamp just to pick up anything or add a bit of weight to anything that's coming in. I've had a jig around with my aerial as well. That's now in a slightly different location in the garden, and there are plans to again add a bit more height to that, but much happier that it's in a more kind of stable position, and we'll be adding a couple more lengths of mast just to raise the aerial up. Now currently it's at about 20 foot, so it's not quite yet clear of the roof, so although it's up there, you could do with perhaps another 10 foot, just to get it right clear of all the roofs, and as they say, every meter counts, so hopefully that results in a better receive and a better transmit. The other thing below that, and I'm sure this is pretty basic stuff, but I've been running the rigs through a different type of adapter, and I've had a few issues with things blowing, so I bought a proper power supply. At the moment I'm running a couple of things out of it, which is not a great idea, and I can't actually run the amp and a rig at the same time from the same power supply. I think the draw is too much, so I'm going to have to invest in either a more powerful one at some stage or another one, which is not a major issue. So as the weeks go on, there'll be more stuff added, just so I can run more equipment. The other kind of limitation at the moment is that I've just got the one coax running out to the aerial, so that needs to be, I'm going to put a splitter on that so I can run more than one rig at a time out to the same aerial. Just makes it easier for swapping them over. And then when talking about rigs generally, this is the stuff which currently isn't powered on, but that totals 5 now, different CB radios. At the bottom on the right hand side is the Ham International. And that I've been running for about a week, and that was the first sideband radio that I got. Just because I've got the TriStar as well, I've kind of focused on that for the last week or so. I'll swap them over at some stage. Probably run one I am finding Sundays, particularly Sunday afternoons, are a good time to for me as well, to be available to use the radio, but there's quite a lot of activity I find then, so next Sunday I'll swap them over, maybe shoot another video, and actually, you know, open up the logbook properly. I've got a couple of entries, I have to say, spoken to a few people. Most whatever the word, most impressive, I suppose, was Trinidad last night. Man, I can't believe that I could pick up a guy. Clearly he was running a huge amount of whiskies, but just massively impressed by that. I mean, that's probably the primary reason that people get into this, is just the distances that one at least hopes to achieve, and it's just great. It's just great talking to people from different parts of the world. Spoken to a few people in the more kind of local area, various parts of the UK, to be honest, but a couple of guys in London. One guy last weekend, he was up near Sevenoaks, which is about 50-60 miles away. Again, he was running some additional whiskies on his rig, but good to talk to him. And that was kind of the first real, can't even call it a DX, can you, but my first kind of QSO with someone on 11 meter, so happy with that. And then the other rigs, there's the sorry old Rotex in the middle. Going to be looking to get rid of that or repaired at some stage, but it's just sat there at the moment. One of the things was, and you can't really see it at the moment, but it's missing the channel selector, because the TriStar, when it came in, that was the Ham International actually. The Ham International, when it came in, was missing the selector, so I've just pulled it off of that, and it matches quite nicely. So it will stay on the Ham International now. May buy a replacement if I ever get it properly working, the Rotex that is. And then above that is the Kerno, which I've had in the car for a while. Nice little rig, very, very small. Keen to get that in a bag over the next couple of months once the weather does finally improve properly. That's kind of the intention of all of this, is that I do get out into some high ground. Quite looking forward to travelling to different parts of the UK, trying out not just the radio setup, but having a few nights out, maybe meeting up with a couple of like-minded individuals, and just enjoying the summer and enjoying the radio. That's basically the plan. So there you go, guys. That's my shack as it stands at the moment. First kind of formal sort of setup. Everything's previous to that has just been shoved in a corner, and basically got things propped up with fag packets and Lord knows what, but things will mature, I expect, over time. So just thought I'd let you have a look at things, and if we do end up speaking to each other, it will be on some of this equipment. Cheers, guys. Catch you in the next video. Thanks.